Welcome back to Houston Newsmakers, and welcome this morning to Lisa Descant, the CEO of Communities in Schools. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I've known about Communities in Schools for my time back in Miami 30 years ago. It's a national organization.
Yes, sir.
Similar missions across the country. So talk about, for those folk who don't know, what Communities in Schools' main focus here in Houston is.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and very excited to share. So Communities in Schools of Houston has been serving in the Houston area since 1979. So for the last 43 years, we have been partnering with school districts. Our mission is to create a community of support, ensuring that students are successful in school, graduating on time, and prepared to achieve in life, college, career, family, ready to take on the world at graduation.
So supplementary help to the school systems and what they do.
Exactly. So school districts really care about the well-being of their students and about the overall success of their students. And so they seek out communities and schools to partner. And so we bring in, so when you have a CIS on campus, you have a dedicated professional, a student support specialist on your campus, working alongside teachers and educators, directly addressing challenges, barriers that students are facing.
So is your organization a volunteer and partnership focused organization? In other words, you get that combination of those groups to help you?
Exactly. So the name, Communities in Schools, we're in the schools. CIS is honored to have a place on the campus full day, every day. And it is our responsibility to leverage the community of Houston to more better serve the students. And so, yes, so we really do rely on partners to and volunteers to serve as mentors, to serve as volunteers, to serve as tutors, alongside our staff who are on campus.
What's the kind of person who really kind of works well with your organization as a volunteer? Who do you look for?
Folks who are passionate about the future and know that it is our students in the classroom today who are going to make that difference in the future.
I would guess that some people who could be a really good fit for you don't know they could be a good fit for you.
I think, you know, the conversations I have where people are really concerned about education and concerned about the youth today, maybe perhaps they don't know that they could really make a difference. That's a great point.
So this, maybe a little trial session to come in and kind of hang out. But I notice also that you have partnerships with different organizations that kind of help you do what you do even better.
Exactly, we really do. Over the years, we have grown our network to some 300 plus organizations. So that's universities. We have interns coming on and serving, you know, doing their college credits and internship. Other nonprofits. One example is our focus on mental health partnerships. And so folks like DePelchin, Family Houston, Bo's Place, Remind, coming onto campus. Their services are then coordinated by our campus-based staff. So we're identifying the students and being kind of the bridge throughout the week when those folks are not on campus. But yeah, getting that expert support on campus.
Let's talk about that mental health focus. There's been a little bit more focus on mental health in recent years.
In recent years, yes.
And it looks like that's because there's been much more of a reality that students have more on their minds than just learning the X's and O's of ABCs.
Which I think, so I've worked on our campuses some 15, 20 years ago. I worked on our campuses. I don't think it's new that there's a lot on kids' minds. I was a kid once, you were a kid once. There was a lot weighing on my shoulders and in my mind. But what has shifted to the here and now is a greater acceptance of and awareness of perhaps there's a mental health challenge. That's now. We started our mental health initiative in 2012. We had been providing mental health services far before that. But in 2012, we sought out support to focus our efforts and to collectively address. And there were two funders who stepped forward and helped us pilot, helped us launch our mental health initiative, Fondren Foundation and John S. Dunn Foundation. Both were ahead of the curve because in 2012 we were still recession. We hadn't hit Harvey where a lot of people then experienced mental health. And so with their support and with the sustained support of so many others since then, we have a really comprehensive way to address mental health in schools.
I would guess one of the really joys of what you're doing is when you get feedback that something has really worked and helped a student who is having mental challenges. Getting that relationship with somebody who is a, quote, counselor, a partner, someone who they could trust. And that, I would guess, gives you a real sense of achievement, just knowing that you could help that student multiplied times how many other students?
Yes, we have data beyond data that says the difference that the work that we're doing is making. 99% of our students are staying in school, 95% of our students are promoting on time, 98% of our students are graduating. We have data, that's great. But the word you use, relationship, it's about the relationship. It is seeing that student on their best day and on their worst day and knowing that they have CIS to turn to is, yes, what keeps us coming back day over day.
What keeps you going with it? You've been at it for a long time. Now you're in a different level,
Yeah.
but you were the ground floor, and now you're still doing this. What is it that keeps you going and keep you inspired?
I believe that everyone deserves. I believe that everyone deserves support, to be cared for, to be reminded that they are worthy. And I believe that the future of Houston is sitting in our classrooms tomorrow morning. And so that combination of I believe in the individual and I believe in Houston, and I know how CIS contributes to both of those, keeps me real happy to show up every day.
How does someone volunteer with your organization? What step do they need to take?
Yes, so easiest probably in our day and age now is to head to our website, cishouston.org. We have a button or get involved and a process of intake, and we would love to see folks join.
Hopefully people who have heard, they will go to that and hit that little button and do that. Lisa Descant, thank you so much for what you're doing for the organization, making a big difference in these students who are going to be the ones who take care of us when we get older along the way. Right. I'm already there. Thank you as well.
We're there, I'm there.
Good luck in your meeting your goals for 2023 as well.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Such an honor, thank you.